Still 50. I think you can do it. So I might learn a few steps before I head back to Alaska. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. This is a wonderful season, that we're with family and with friends, and I know there may be loved ones that have gone on already. This may be a special Christmas. Maybe a newborn baby has been born into the family. Maybe someone has got married that you love, but nonetheless, we're celebrating someone, and his name is Jesus. But I want to share a story with you tonight. If you will envision tonight a picture of Santa Claus sitting on a big, easy chair, just kicking back, and he's got his red and white fluffy uniform. And he's fluffy anyway, but he's sitting in this fluffy chair, and here's a little boy sitting there, and he says this to Santa. Santa, I sure love Christmas. I love the spirit, I love the season, I love the gifts and the fun and the food and all the family stuff. But he said, he's idolizing, looking at Santa, he said, but you're my favorite star. And then Santa looks at him and he says, not exactly. Because Santa knows he's not the star. So here's a story. This is a very true story. It takes us back many years, those of you that remember the Vietnam War. Some of you weren't even born then. But here's the story. Once upon a time, there was a very wealthy man and his son. He loved his son very much, and they both loved to collect rare works of art like Rembrandt and Van Gogh and all the others. They had everything in their collection, which was very expensive. They would sit together often and just admire the great works of the art. When the Vietnam conflict broke out, the son went off to war. He was very courageous, and he died in the battle while rescuing another soldier. The father learned of his son's fate, and he grieved deeply. About 1 month later, just before Christmas, there was a knock at the father's door. A young man stood at the door holding a large package. Sir, he said, you don't know me, but I'm the soldier for whom your son gave his life for. He saved many lives that day, and he was carrying me to safety when a bullet hit his heart. He died instantly. He often shared how much he loved you and how much you both had a love for art. The young man held out his package to the father. I know this isn't much, he said, and I'm not really a great artist, but I think your son would have wanted you to have this. The father opened the package, and the soldier had captured the exact personality of his son in the painting. The father was so drawn to the eyes that his own eyes welled up with tears. He thanked the young man and he offered to pay him for the picture. Oh no, sir. I could never repay what your son did for me. It was a gift. The father hung the portrait over his mantle, and every time people came to visit, he bypassed all the rare works of art and he would show them the picture on the mantle of his son. This father died a few months later, and there was a great auction of his great art collection. Many influential people came from miles around just to come and make their bid for the best artwork. They had an opportunity that day to buy them all out. You can imagine the crowd that was there with their checkbooks out, their Visa cards, all ready to make the biggest bid because they knew there were some of the best paintings that were there. The auctioneer said, and as he hit his gavel down, we'll start the bidding with this picture. And it was the picture of the son. Who will bid for this picture, he said. There was absolute silence. Then a person way in the back of the room said, the person cried out in the back of the room, we don't want to see that picture. We want to see the famous ones. And the auctioneer persisted. Will someone bid for this painting? Who will start the bidding? $100? $200? $300? Another person shouted angrily, we didn't come to see this painting. We want to see the Van Goghs and the Rembrandts. Get on with the real bidding. They were starting to get angry. But still the auctioneer continued, the sun, who will take the sun? Finally, a man in the back of the room, the longtime gardener of the man and the sun, said, I'll give $10 for the painting. Being a poor man, it was all he could afford. We have $10. Who will bid 20? The auctioneer said, give it to him for $10. Let's get on with this bidding. $10 is the bid. Won't someone bid $20? He kept trying. But the auctioneers got more angry and the crowd grew more loud. The auctioneer pounded his gavel. Going once, going twice, sold for $10. A man in the second row replied, now let's get on with the collection. The auctioneer laid down his gavel. I'm sorry, he said, but the auction is over. What about the paintings? I'm sorry. When I was called to conduct this auction, I was told of a secret stipulation in the will. I was not allowed to reveal that until this time. Only the painting of the sun will be auctioned. Whoever bought that painting of the sun would get the entire estate, including all of the paintings. The man who took the sun gets everything. God gave his son 2,000 years ago to die on a cruel cross, much like the auctioneer. His message today is, the son, who will take the son? Because you see, whoever takes the son gets everything. And that's what this season is about. I love the gifts and we love the family, but there's a son that's in question here. And if you receive the son as your personal Savior, guess what? You'll get what? Everything on this earth and in eternity. God bless you and Merry Christmas.